Hello everyone, welcome to Pi-Theta Test Prep. So in our series of video, in the previous video, we have seen 10 magical test tricks to ace the SAT. Hope everyone have watched that video, right? That video is very important. The students who are appearing for Bath SAT that is coming on 8 March. So stay tuned for our updates, right? Okay, so what I'll be doing today is I'll be again taking you through the website and telling you important things about the free diagnostic test and how you can see our free blogs and how you can book a free counseling session on our website, right? I'll be coming to the agenda of the session as well, but before that, let me right. So on our website, if you'll observe that you can give your free diagnostic test, you can schedule free demo session, you can connect with the counselor, right? And you can have your free blue book app you can download from here. You can go to college board free resources and you have free math videos also, so you can just go here and browse through the website. Lot of free things, free resources are given on the website, and these are our then pricing plan. One important thing to update everyone is, if you go to digital SAT here, these are the important blocks we are putting for everyone. And in this one important block right now we have put is your Pi-Theta Test Prep, your guide to a stress-free SAT test day. I request everyone to go over this blog before appearing your March 8 exam. So what is written in this blog is what you need to do night before the test, what to bring on the test day, then what to leave at home the morning of the test. During the test, stay focused and confident, time management takes, and break time, recharge and reset, finishing strong. All those things are very nicely written over here in the blog. So I request everyone to just go through this blog. I'll give you the description in the description box. I'll be giving the link of this blog. Yes, everyone. So what is the agenda of this session is? Agenda is all about the keywords. Now let's discuss about the keywords, everything. Let me go through our SLP platform. So on our SLP, if we go to home tab, you might have seen that our tutor Ilsa is there. You can ask the relevant question regarding the topic and you can give your play and practice test. You can practice with Ilsa. You can take your diagnostic test here. You can practice gamified topic wise test. You can practice linear equation. You can practice lot of important topics here. And if you have any doubts, you can ask our AI tutor. Her name is Ilsa. She will 100% help you in solving your doubts. Now, if you go to the Learning Hub, you can see that we will be going through the important discussion today on the keywords. Now, what is keyword all about is something that is not related to concepts. Most of the student, when they are appearing digital SAT, they have a misconception that if their concepts are clear, they will be able to score high. But what happens with digital SAT is college board puts some question in front of you where you miss those keywords, right? And those keywords will change your approach of the question. Yes, so whenever you are trying to solve the question, we have to make sure that we understand these keywords and what is the meaning of that keyword, what exactly college board is asking. Okay, they may ask you possibly the value of, they may ask you constant or coefficient, minimum possible value, maximum possible value, least possible value, positive solution, negative solution. So these words becomes very important, right? Okay, so we'll be seeing this in the today's video, and that is what our agenda is. Our agenda is that we have to crack this code and we have to score high in our upcoming March at SAT and in the future SAT, whatever you are giving. Like let's say you are giving in May SAT, still it is very important in June, August, whatever cycle you are giving this year SAT. Okay. What is the diagnostic test? You can give the diagnostic test and see your analytics as well. You can play and practice important practice sheets related to reading, writing, math, whether it is easy, medium, hard, whatever level you are. You can go to the reading practice sheet, you can go to the writing practice sheet, you can go to math practice sheet and solve whatever topics you find difficult, and you can practice here. Then there are full length tests. You can opt for this full length test by registering for the advanced plans for us, right? And all that description, all about this full length test, I'll be giving you in the description box, right? Links how you can book that. And this is the analytics dashboard. If you're giving the diagnostic test, if you're doing the full length test, if you are practicing something, you can see your analytics over here. See, this is how the analytics they can show you the top three areas of weakness. It can show you where exactly you are back in your areas of weakness. Right side showing a linear inequalities, linear function, ratio, rates, and proportion. Yes, and what is your accuracy analysis? What is your top three areas of weakness? Everything they can show you, and then accordingly they can show you your results as well, right? So you can go to your V analytics and you can see a lot of things related to your how you appeared the test, what score you got, right? Everything you can see here. So let's go to our agenda of the session today, right? It's all about the keyword workshop, and the workshop name is Crack the Code Site Math Keywords. I'll start the test, so make sure you're concentrating well and seeing this video starting now. So this for first question, what they're telling you is the rational function f is defined by an equation in the form f of x is equal to a upon x plus b, where a and b are constant. The partial graph of y is equal to f of x is shown. If g of x is equal to f of x plus 4, which equation could define function g? Now in this question, if you miss this translation thing, right, most of the students try to go to the Desmos here, but it's not needed. If you pick one of the point on the graph, that is the function, you may have a chance that you may directly get the answer here, right? Okay, let me just go ahead with this. Now let's say this is your f of x graph. Okay, the graph of f of x is already given. If you pick up any point from here, so this point is basically your negative 10 comma negative 3 point. We have to understand this point, right? So this is the point on f of x graph. But what they are telling you that g of x is f of x plus 4. So what type of translation this is? Basically, this is your horizontal translation. Horizontal translation. How horizontal translation works here? Horizontal translation is something, if they are telling you f of x plus 4, so it will translate 4 units to the left. That means 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I can say my g of x graph and any point if you are taking here, right? So we have to understand, basically this is your negative 6 comma negative 3, right? This is your negative because this is negative 6 and this is negative 3. And this point will become your negative 10 comma negative 3. Understood? Or I can write here simply that I am becoming one point from there, that is negative 10 comma negative 3. Now I can check those points from the options. Our options are very important here. We have to check the options which will satisfy this coordinate, right? Now if we put in place of x negative 10, so what will happen? 6 upon negative 10 is not equal to negative 3, that is our y coordinate. So this is not our option. If I check 6 upon negative 10 plus 4, so that is 6 upon negative 6, that is equal to negative 1, that is not actually our negative. So this is also, so option A, option B as 6 upon negative 10 plus 8 is equal to 6 upon negative 2, that is negative 3. That is our answer, right? Because our y coordinate is negative 3. You can check the last option also, but any which ways you are able to cancel x plus 4, that is 6. That is not our answer. So our answer is option C here. Everyone? Okay, so horizontal translation is very important. Not always like you have a Desmos thing. So it's not always that you should go to the Desmos and try doing this question. You can pick up one of the point of f of x graph and translate 4 units to the left, f of x plus 4. It's a horizontal translation, right? You can just go 4 units to the left and pick up one of the coordinate and try in the options. Simple. Okay, going to the next question here. I'm marking option C. Let's see next question. Very beautiful question. They are telling you now what we can miss here. They're telling you for the exponential function f, the value of f of 1 is k, where k is a constant. Which of the following equivalent forms of the function f shows the value of k as the constant or as the coefficient of the base? Now let's try to understand first what is the coefficient or base. Yes. Okay. Now let's say if I say you 2x plus 3. So what is 2 here? 2 is the coefficient here and 3 is the constant here, right? So they are telling you that only either they may write you coefficient or the base, or they may write you coefficient or the constant, or constant or coefficient. This type of vocab can be used here, and this is our important keyword. Now they are telling you the value of f of 1 is k. Which of the following equivalent form the function f shows the value of k as the constant coefficient? Value of k basically, f of 1. Now let's try to put everywhere x equal to 1, right? Because our value of f of 1 is k, we have to check whether your constant or base or coefficient or base is k. So if you put x equal to 1 here, what will happen? It will become 52, and this will become 1 plus 1. This will become 52 raised to 2. That makes it 200, and that is not actually our value of k. Again, we can check here 80, 2 raised to 1. That makes it 80 into 2. That's it. That is 160. That is not actually our k. Let's go to third option. So every option, if you are checking, it's very simple. 1 minus 1. That makes it 128, 2 raised to 0. And that is actually 128. That is actually our k. That is what they're asking you, right? Which of the following forms of the function shows the value of k as the constant or coefficient or base? Yes. And if you check last option also, that will become 2 raised to 1 minus 2. That makes it 205 by 2. That is not actually k. So our option C is correct. So constant or coefficient is something, or coefficient or base is something we have to understand. Sometimes they ask you y-intercept as the constant and coefficient, right? Y-intercept as the constant and coefficient. We have to understand what they are telling you. They are talking about the y-intercept. Yes. Okay, so such type of questions are very easy, but if you miss this word, then it becomes very difficult to solve. Going to the next question here. So option C is correct. This question. Now, I was telling you about the important keywords initially, right? What are the important keywords I am talking about? Now, if I read here, the function f is defined by f of x equal to ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b and c are constant. The graph of y is equal to f of x in xy plane passes through the point 7, 0. If a is an integer greater than, right? You can't miss this word, greater than 1. And which of the following be the value of? Now this is another important keyword. Why this? I'll tell you why these keywords are very important. We'll see one by one these lines, right? Now the function f is defined by, this is the quadratic function, this is the standard form. The graph of in the xy plane passes through the point. Now this is 7, 0, this is negative 3, 0. What it means is that there are two x-intercepts. Two x-intercept means if I draw a parabola here, right? Now we can understand whether parabola is upward opening or downward opening by this line, because they are telling you a is greater than 1, right? What they are telling you, basically I can write here a is greater than 1. What is the meaning of a is greater than 1? That your parabola is greater than 1. Yes, that means your parabola is upward opening parabola. If it would have been negative, that would have implied it would be having a downward opening parabola, but it's a upward opening parabola. And your two x-intercepts are given. That is basically your negative 3, 0 is given here. Okay. And I'll just write here, basically negative 3 and 7 is given. Now very simply, I can draw the parabola here. We have to understand the axis of symmetry formula here, right? From this, we will understand what basically axis of symmetry is all about. Okay, so I will simply draw a parabola here. Yes. Okay. And I'll try to understand what negative 3, 0 and what 7, 0 is telling her. Now there is a formula basically. Once you want to find the x coordinate of the vertex, or you want to find the axis of symmetry, there is a simple formula we can say, that is x1 plus x2 upon 2. So we can just say x is nothing but negative 3 plus 7 upon 2. I can say that is your 4 upon 2. We can say our x is 2. That is our x coordinate of the vertex, and that is very important. But if you see our function is in the standard form. Your function is in the standard form. There is another definition for x coordinate of the vertex that everyone knows, that x coordinate is nothing but negative b upon 2a, and right now it is actually equal to 2. Yes. Okay. And what is written here is a is greater than 1. A is greater than 1 means this is the biggest highlighter of the question. A is greater than 1 means we can assume here a is 2, because they are telling you it's an integer greater than. We can't take it 1.5, 1.6. We have to take an integer that is greater than 1. So we will take a next integer that is 2. We will input I'll change the color here. We'll input a equal to 2 here. Yes. Okay, and x we already know. So it will become 2 equal to negative b upon 2 into 2. If you calculate this, you will get b equal to negative 8. Read the last line. They are telling you which of the following could be the value of a plus b. A plus b, a is your 2 and b is your negative 8. That makes it negative 6. Your option A is the answer. Simply the steps are, the first step was x is equal to x1 plus x2 upon 2. We got x equal to 2. Then we basically got the x coordinate of the vertex, that is axis of symmetry formula for a standard form, that is negative b upon 2a. And we got b equal to 8. And in the third step, we read the last line, that is a plus b, and we got it. So the graphing, this is very important, and a is greater than 1 is very important to understand that our parabola is upward opening parabola. Yes, everyone? Okay. Let's go ahead and I'll mark option A as the correct answer here. This type of questions are very important. Possibly the value of and all such type of question you have to check what they are telling you. See this question again. If you observe this question, they are telling in the xy plane the parabola has the vertex 9, negative 14 and intersect the x-axis at 2 points. If the equation of the parabola is written in the form y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b and c are constant, which of the following, again see, would be the value of a plus b plus c? This is again a very beautifully designed question by college board. They are telling you vertex 9, negative 14. So we'll go step by step here. Okay. If I draw y-axis and if I draw the x-axis here. So what I will do here is, right, where is 9, negative 14? Now everyone need to understand that 9, negative 14 is in which quadrant? It is in quadrant number 4. Yes. So I will just write simply here. Just a moment, I'll just write it. Just draw it again. Yeah. So I will write it 9, negative 14, right? And they are telling intersect the x-axis at 2 points. Intersect the x-axis at 2 points means it is passing through, the curve is passing through the x-axis by 2 points. That means it is cutting the x-axis at 2 points and it is therefore the upward opening parabola, right? It's upward opening parabola. Now, as it is upward opening parabola, they are asking you which of the following would be the value of a plus b plus c. And what is our standard form is telling you that ay is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Now, what you will input here in the place of x, so we will get a plus b plus c. Everyone knows that if I input x equal to 1, I will simply get y is equal to a plus b plus c here, right? That is what we need to find. Okay. No need to use Desmos here. We can simply understand by putting x equal to 1, we can directly get y is equal to a plus b plus c. Now we have to understand here that when my x is 9, right? When my x is 9, my y is negative 14 here. But let's say if my x is 1, so whether my y will be greater than negative 14 or less than negative 14. As it is negative 14 on the y-axis, so 100% your value of y will be greater than negative 14, and that is what they are asking you. Only one option here is greater than negative 14, that is negative 12. Yes. So if they would have asked you x is equal to 2 or they would ask you x equal to 3, they would have changed here something, right? They will not ask you a plus b plus c. They would have asked you 4a plus 2b plus c, right? 4a plus 2b plus c means you have to give x equal to 2. Still your answer will remain the same. That will be greater than negative 14. Yes. If you put x equal to 3, that will have become 9a plus 3b plus c. Still you can put here x equal to 3 and check. It still will become be greater than negative 14. So negative 14, or I can say this vertex is the lowest point in the parabola. Therefore all your answers of y, or we can say a plus b plus c or 4a plus 2b plus c or anything will be greater than negative 14 only. Therefore answer negative 12 is the correct answer. So this is something very important, right? Okay, and we have to remember this very nicely. So our answer is negative 12 here. I'm going to the next option. Next question here. Yes. Okay. Now what they are telling you here is In the xy plane, a line with the equation 2y is equal to 4.5 intersects the parabola at exactly 1 point. Exactly 1 point, right? If the parabola has the equation where b is a positive constant, all these words are very important. What is the value of b? If you miss positive constant here, if you miss exactly 1 point here, right? We can say that nobody will save us in our test, right? Okay, we have to understand that these words are what college board is, so your approach is changing, right? Because of that, exactly 1 point means you have to think in the terms of discriminant. Okay, now why we are not solving this question on the Desmos? The problem is that we may misunderstanding that 2y is equal to 4.5 because they are asking you the value of b. We may find the value of y and we may miss that they are actually asking in the last line the value of b. This is the other thing. And one more thing is this is basically a student produce response question. In student produce response question, we can't basically understand that whenever you are going to the Desmos, we may miss some point or some point of intersection there, right? So whenever there is a SPR question, we try to solve manually here, and that is our discriminant method. Discriminant method is very important here, right? Okay, how to solve this question is we have to equate basically y is equal to negative 4x square plus bx. We have to equate with basically y equal to 4.5 by 2. Yes, because we won't write 2y equal to 4.5, we'll write y equal to 4.5 by 2. Now we have to equate this, right? For equating this, what we will do? We will equate 4.5 by 2 with negative 4x square plus bx. Okay, and we can bring everything on the one side. Now if 4x square is coming on the left hand side, it will become 4x square. It will be negative bx and this will become 4.5 by 2 equal to 0. Now if you multiply by 2, this will become 8x square minus 2bx plus 4.5 equal to 0. Everyone. Yes. Now simple thing, as discriminant they are telling exactly 1 point. That means we understand that our discriminant is actually equal to 0. I can say b square minus 4ac is equal to 0, right? So we can just say negative 2b whole square minus 4 into 8 into 4.5 is equal to 0. Yes. Now here actually you can use the Desmos, right? In place of b, you can put x. Okay, and use the Desmos. I'll show you how to use it. Let's say I opened here and I can just put negative 2x whole square negative 4 8 and 4.5. Yes. Now you can check the answer here, that is negative 6 and 6. But they have given one more thing here, that b is a positive constant. What it means is that negative answer is not the answer, your positive is the answer. So that is also one observed thing. That means your value of b is basically 6. So why I was not telling you to find the value of y here, I'll show you one thing, right, on the Desmos that will make you understand that we may find the value of y, but we miss find the value of b here. So discriminant method is something very important here to solve this question. So whenever you see a SPR question, student produce response question, make sure that you are solving it on the Desmos, solving it manually, right? Okay. Now going to the next question here in the series of the question. These are all your keyword questions. Okay. This is a very important question. They are telling 57x square plus 57b plus ax plus ab equal to 0. In the given equation, a plus b are positive constant. The product of the solution to the given equation is kab, where k is a constant. What is the value of k? Now, such type of questions are very important where your keywords are product of the solution, right? Now, everyone knows if I write a quadratic equation here, ax square plus bx plus c, right? And if I know what is the sum of the roots or sum of the solution here, so everyone knows that that is negative b over a. And what is the product of the solution? Product is basically your c over a. So product of the solution or the product of the roots, we can just say product is C over A. But what they are telling you here is they are asking you to do product of the solution, right? And this is our quadratic equation. Okay, so what will be the product here? See, your AB is basically, if you equate this with our general form, that is with the standard form of the parabola, or we can say the standard form quadratic. So AB is basically C, right? And your A is basically 57. This is your A and your C. So we can say if you want to find product, so that is just simply C over A. So that becomes your AB upon 57. Yes. And that equates to what? That equates to, they're telling product of the solution is equal to KAB. What is common on the left hand side and the right hand side? Common is AB, and on the right hand side is also AB. So I can just say that my K is equal to 1 upon 57. That is our answer, option number A. So very simple thing. If you are finding product of the solution, if you are finding sum of the solution, you just have to watch out for the keywords here, right? And simply in a quadratic equation, if you go for the sum of the solution or sum of the roots, it is just negative B over A and your product is C over A. Yes, so we can just find K is nothing but our 1 upon 57. That's it. As simple as that. Okay, so I'm marking option number A here. Going to the next question. This is again a very important question, and the same thing, right? They are telling you the greatest possible value of P, and the equation has no real solution. So these are all important keywords: no real solution, greatest possible value of B, right? And B is a positive integer. So we have very important keywords here. First keyword is here, positive integer. Second is no real solution. Third is greatest possible value. So these all words are very important. Yeah, so we have to see that. Now again, as it is as earlier I told you, it's a SPR question. Again, they are telling you no real solution. So we can say that our discriminant is less than 0. That means our B square minus 4AC is less than 0, right? So I can just simply say that B square minus 4 into negative 1 into negative 676 is less than 0, right? But we have to understand they're telling you no real solution and the greatest possible value they are telling us, right? Now, if I go to the calculator here, from here I'll go to the calculator. In place of B, I'm going to the Desmos. In place of B, I'll be writing X here. So X square minus 4 into negative 1 into negative 676, and that is actually, if I say that is less than 0. Okay, if I just zoom this, if I try to understand here, right, I'll just zoom this. So I can understand that I am getting it's 52. But this is the dotted line, right? And it is less than 0. So what will be the greatest value then? 52 will be the greatest value? No. It will be less than 52, right? Because your answer will something look like this now. Observe this point, right? This is 52. So your answer will look, because they're telling you greatest possible value of B, that means it is less than 52, right? That means your greatest possible value will be 51 then. Yes, this mistake is something will cost you more points, because if you are understanding how to solve it, still if you are missing those things, right, then so we have to write here 51. Okay, next question. The simple way, this we have solved already. Instead of product of the solution, here is the question of sum of the solution, right? So simply I have already told you in the previous question that if it's a quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, right? And if I talk about sum of the roots or the product of the roots, we can say the sum is nothing but negative b over a, and product of the roots is c over a, right? What we required in this question is we required sum of the, in previous question we were asked to find product of the roots, right? But here we are asked to sum the root. Sum is negative b over a. What is your b here? See, b is actually 16a plus 4b, and already negative sign is given, and a is your 64. So what I will write, negative of negative, right? Negative of negative, I can say negative of negative, or I can just write it positive now. 16a plus 4b upon 64 is equal to k 4a plus b. now what may happen here, that what to cancel here, right? We don't know what to cancel here. So what you have to do, from this part, you have to take 4 common. So that will become 4 into 4a plus b upon 64 is equal to k into 4a plus b. Now you might have observed on the left hand side and right hand side that we may actually cancel 4a plus b and 4a plus b, right? And we can say 4 and this will become 16. So our answer is, finally our answer is k is equal to 1 upon 16. Yes, 1 upon 16, right? Hope this idea is clear, everyone. Okay, so don't try to make the mistake here. See, if you're taking 16 common right here, you will be taking what common? You will be taking 4 common. Don't take 16 common. The moment you take 4 common, it will become 4a plus b, and in down there is 64, so that will become 1 upon 16. Okay, simple. So 1 upon 16 is your answer here. Moving to the next slide. Okay, this is again a very good question. This is again the question similarly what we have studied previously. They're telling this equation intersect y equal to c at exactly 1 point, right? But this is what type of question? Actually, options are already given there, right? So you have an option of solving on the Desmos also, right? You can put this on the Desmos also, and you can check whether exactly 1 point what you are getting the answer. Let's say if I go to the calculator here, yes, let me just go to the calculator here and check whether we are able to solve this question right on the calculator. Okay, so y equal to, if I write negative x square plus 9x minus 100, and if I just write y equal to c, yes, okay, but then I have to move this, right? Let me just go ahead. We can move this. How we can move this here, right? Y equal to c they are telling you, but c is the variable and we have to put this point here, right? And this point needs to be touch here basically to get what is the value of c. So don't try to get confused here. What you can do here is simple. You can use the discriminant and try to get this answer. How you can do that? Again the same thing. You can equate this equation with y equal to c, and they are telling exactly 1 point. What is the meaning of exactly 1 point? That is, your discriminant is actually equal to 0. That means your b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. But initially you have to equate this, right? So negative x square plus 9x minus 100 is equal to c. We can take this that side. That will become negative x square plus 9x minus 100 negative c. If you multiply this whole equation with the negative sign on the left hand side and on the right hand side, right? So this will become x square minus negative minus 9x plus 100 plus c equal to 0. Now it becomes very easy, right? Because see, this now if you equate with the quadratic equation, and if you try to do b square minus 4ac, this will become negative 9 whole square minus 4 into 1 into 100 plus c, and that is actually exactly 1 point is equal to 0. Now you can put this on the Desmos. You can use the calculator here. Yes. So how to use the calculator here is simple. Just put negative 9 the whole square, right? Negative 4. 1 is not that important, right? 100 plus, we can put x here. X, and that is actually equal to 0. That will help us to directly get the answer, that is negative 79.75. But what is negative 79.75, right? How we can check that? Simple. Negative 79.75 we can check by just putting negative 481 upon 4 here. That is negative 120.25. Negative 100 is not the answer. Negative 319 by 4. That is your negative 79.75. That is what we are looking around, right? Okay, so simply we can use the calculator or Desmos when it is required, not unnecessarily using it, right? Discriminant is the fine method here. So simply I'll just go through this question again. If they are telling you graph of the equation, intersect the line at exactly 1 point, what is the value of C? What is the line? The line is y equal to C line, right? Just make this short. They're telling you y equal to C at exactly 1 point. So exactly 1 point means d is equal to 0, b square minus 4ac is equal to 0. I can say negative x square plus 9x minus 100 is c, and we can make it positive x square minus 9x plus 100 plus c, and then negative 9 whole square minus 4 into 1 into 100 plus c. Now we can put this on the Desmos and check the value of x. So Desmos generally will give you the decimal point, that is 79, negative 79.75 something, and then you can check the options on the Desmos to get the answer. Right, everyone? Okay, let's go. The next question here. So I'll mark option C. Okay, this is again a very good question. Now, what is the important keyword here? They're telling the expression 4x square plus bx minus 45, where b is a constant, can be rewritten as hx plus k, x plus j, where h, k, and j are integer constant. Which of the following must be an integer? Must be an integer, right? This is a very important keyword, and b is a constant. This is something we call it as the identical equations, right? In the identical equation, now we always we know the factorization, right? But why we are not able to factorize this? Because b is a constant given there, it's a variable, so therefore we won't be able to factorize this. That directly implies that we have to open this and we have to equate with this expression. Okay, so that means 4x square plus bx minus 45 is actually equal to hx plus k and x plus j, right? We have to understand that we have to open this now. So this will become hx into x is h x square, hx into j is h jx, plus k into x is kx plus kj, right? This will actually will equal to hx square plus hj plus k bracket plus kj. Now what you can do here is we can equate this coefficients here, sj plus k is b, kj is negative 45, right? So I can write h equal to 4, I can write hj plus k equal to b, and I can write kj actually equal to negative 45. And now I will be checking options one by one, right? You have to understand that h, k, and j are the integer constant and b is a constant, and b required must be an integer. B upon h. B is a constant and h is nothing but 4. So I can say b upon 4. Are we sure that b upon 4 will be an integer? Because b is a constant and 4 is a constant again, h. So we are not sure that it will be the integer, right? Because b can be 5, 6, 7, anything. So we are not sure. What about b upon k? B is again a constant and k is the integer. K is the integer. If constant upon integer is integer, we are not sure about this. This is also not an integer. 45 upon h. 45 upon h. H is 4. So 45 upon 4 is not an integer. This is also is not an integer. What about 45 upon k? Now observe this thing. 45 upon, right? If you divide this left hand side and right hand side with what? With k. What will happen here is this will become 45 upon k is basically j, or I can say negative j or something, or negative 45 upon. But j is what? It's already written here that j are the integer constant. That means j is an integer. That means 45 upon k is must be an integer, and it's an integer, right? So our option D is right here. Hope this is clear, everyone, right? So we have to understand they are playing with the integers and constant. So we have to be very sure on this part. And option D is the correct answer here. Next, this is a very good question. And very good highlighter is given here. They are saying x square upon root of x square minus c square is equal to c square upon root of x square minus c square plus 39. C is a positive constant. You know, this type of questions are now become very habitual in the college board exams in SAT. Upcoming SAT, this is the most important question may appear, right? May be most probable. Which of the following is one of the solution to the given equation? They are talking about one of the solution and C is a positive constant. Whenever they tell you something like this, make sure that you are putting some values to the C, right? And you rewrite this expression again. So what that expression will look like? It will look something like this. X square upon root of x square minus 1 equal to 1 upon root of x square minus 1 plus 13. Now, always remember in SAT, whenever something is on the left hand side and something was on the right hand side, always put left hand side on the first tab and right hand side on the next tab to see the point of intersection. Okay, and they're talking about the solution. Solution means whatever value of x you will be getting, we have to just input here c equal to 1 and check which will satisfy this expression, right? I'll show you how to do this. If I go to Desmos here, or I'll just keep it here only. Yes, let me try doing this now. So I'll be putting x square upon, take a square root from here, right? From the keypad itself. You can take square root from here and you can write x square minus 1, right? And don't put now the left right hand side equation on that tab only. You can just copy this, you can just paste here, and in place of x square, you can just put 1. And then plus, you can just write 39. Now you might have observed there are 2 points of intersection here, right? That is negative, we can say 39.013 and we have 39.026. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just write here negative, what is that? Negative 39 point, right? Just go there, negative 39.013 and negative 39.013, right? Plus and minus 013.013, right? Or we can say plus or minus, right? Positive 39.013. Now check this option, right? One by one on the Desmos. How you will check it? That is, first option is negative c. What we have put in the place of c1? So negative 1. So negative 1 is not the answer, right? So we'll check the option 2. So option 2 is negative 1 square. That is square only. And negative 39 square. Right? Is this the answer? That is negative 1522. That is not the answer. Now negative, and I can say square root of 39 whole square minus 1. What we are getting here? Negative 38 point this. Going to the last option, that is negative, and that is root of 1 plus 39 whole square. What we are getting here is negative 39.012013. That is the same answer, right? So that is our option number D. So this way, instead of solving it algebraically, I recommend you to go to the Desmos and just remember this C is a positive constant, such type of words, and you are free to solve such questions, right? That is option number D. Going to the next question here. Now, these are the percentage question. We have to remember such things, right? In the exam. Now, they are telling you that the positive number A is 2241% of the sum of the positive number. So, in the percentage question, make sure that you are going very slow, because instead they are telling you what percent of B is A, they may give you what percent of A is B. Remember this last line to read, right? So we will go slow here, that is, we will go step by step. That is 2241% of, that means they are talking about 22.41 of the positive number B plus C, right? Next they are telling is B is 83% of C, that means B is 0.83 of C. Understood? Okay, so we can just say that in place of C, because see, we required something that is a relation between B and A, right? Okay, we required a relation between B and A. That means we have to eliminate C. We have to eliminate C from If you want to eliminate C, so we have to put C equal to B upon 0.83 in this equation. So this will become A equal to 22.41 B plus B upon 0.8. You can take B common from here and this will become 22.41 1 plus 1 upon 0.83 into B. Now, if you solve this right, whatever answer they are getting you, they are telling you what percent of B is A. That means you have to find what percent of this is A, right? We can go to the calculator here. Simply, we can just put this expression there, right? That is 22.41 and we can write 1 plus 1 upon 0.83. So we are getting something that is 49.41. 49.41 is not in the percentage. That is what the problem will happen, because they are telling you what percent of. So 49, so this is something looking like this. A is equal to 49.41 B. But they are telling what percent of B. What percent of B means? That is 49.41% of B is A actually. Understood? Therefore, it is 49.41. Because 49.41 is already given in the option, you may miss that because you are getting answer in the celebration, you may write 49.41. But the answer is 4941 here. Yes. Okay, so make sure you are understanding this and you are reading the question very nicely while solving this question. Going to the next question here, they are telling number A is 110 greater than the number B. Now greater than. Yes, it's not they are telling you that, they are not telling you A is 110% of B. This is not what they are telling you, right? They are not telling you A is 1.1 B. This is not what they are telling you. They are telling you that A is 110% greater than B, means A is basically 2.1 B. Yes. Okay. And the number B is 90% less. 90% less, right? 90% less means basically it's a discount, it's a off 90%. If I tell you there is a 100 rupees shirt and if I give you 90% off, right, that will become a 10 rupees shirt. So that is 90% less, means this is basically B is nothing but 0.1 of 47. So basically B is nothing but 4.7 here. And what they are asking you, they are asking you the value of A here, right? That means if you input the value of B here in place of, so that will just become 2.1 into 4.7. Now use the calculator to solve this. Simple. Take the calculator this side. So this will become 2.1 into 4.7. That makes it 9.87, right? As simple as that. Okay, so remember that 110% greater than or less than, right? We have to understand that greater than number B means it will become 2.1, not 1.1, right? And number B is 90% less than 47 means it will become 0.1. Yes, we have to understand this very nicely. Going to the next question here. Okay, this is something very good question. They are telling you that a gift shop buys souvenirs at a wholesale price of $7 each and resells them at a retail price that is 290% of the wholesale price. 290% of the they are telling, right? So just write what is the wholesale price here. Your wholesale price is $7 and resells them at a retail price that is 290%. So on this 290%, 290% of they are telling. That means it is basically 2.9 into 7, right? What is 2.9 into 7? Open your calculator. You can just calculate what is 2.9 into 7 here. That is 20.3. Yes, keep the calculator handy here. So that will become 20.3. Now at the end of the season, any remaining souvenirs are marked at a discounted price that is 80% off. Now in the same question, they are giving you this off and they are giving you this off. This off is your discount off, right? That's a 80% discount. That means 20% of that price, right? Of this price will come, right? And they are asking you what is the discounted price of each remaining souvenir. Okay, so on this, now there is a 80% off, right? And what is this basically? 20.3 is basically your retail price. Correct? I will just write here. This is your retail price. Now on this, basically there is a 80% off. Yes. 80% off directly implies that basically it is just 0.2 of 20 point. You have to calculate 0.2 of 20.3. That is 4.06. Now 4.06 is your discounted price. Yes. Is your discounted price. So what is your wholesale price? Was 7. What is your retail price? Was 20.3. So this off and this OFF is very important, right? If I tell you that A is 20% of B, that will become A equal to 0.2 B, right? Understood? Okay, but if I say A is 20% OFF of B, so it will become A equal to 0.8 B then. Yes, so this difference is very important here. This off is just our multiplication off, but this off is what? It's your discount basically, right? Understood? So these 2 points are very important here, this off and this off. So don't miss your answers, don't miss your, go slow here, right? In such type of questions. Okay. Going to the next question here. So our answer what? 4.06. Yes. Going to the next question here, and this is something very important question. They're telling you the isosceles right angle triangle. Now everyone knows the special triangles, right? What is the length in the inches of one leg of this triangle? They're talking about one leg. Now if I draw a triangle here, yes, has a perimeter of 94.94 root 2. Okay, what is the length? Now this root 2, if we know the two special triangles, right? What two special triangle tells us? Let's go brief about the special triangle. Let's say if this is our 30 degrees, so if I take this as x, so side opposite to 60 is always x root 3, and side opposite to 90 is actually your 2x. This is your 30, 60, 90 triangle. Now important thing about this triangle is there is a root 3 given here. That means if the question have a root 2, we can have a hint that this is not a special triangle we are looking at. Yes. And I have another special triangle that is 45 degree, and this is 45 degree, and basically this is 90 degree. Okay. So if I can say that this is x, so this is the isosceles right angle triangle. Side opposite to 90 is always x root 2. Now there is a root 2 given in the question. Yes. Now if this is the perimeter they are talking about, so I can just say x plus x plus x root 2 is basically 94 plus 94 root 2. Yes. So this will become 2x plus x root 2, and that is 94 plus 94 root 2. But if I say your x is 94, so 2x will become 94 divided by 2, that is 47. That will not match our answer, right? Just clear this once. Write it again. This will become 94 plus 94 root 2. Correct? That is not matching our answer. That directly implies what? What implies here? That our x is basically what? Your x is basically 94. We have to understand this fact. Or we can say we have to match this x root 2 with 94. That directly implies that our x root 2 is basically 94 here. Therefore, x is 94 upon root 2. That directly implies that this is 94 and x is 94 upon root 2. And this is also 94 upon root 2. Now, if you add this, you will understand that 94 plus 94 upon root 2 plus 94 upon root 2. Yes. So this will become what? This will become 94 plus 47 root 2 plus 47 root 2. That makes it 94 plus 94 root 2. Yes. So we have to understand here that x root 2 is basically 94 here. Means hypotenuse is 94. Yes. And what is our one of the leg? One of the leg is our, because they are asking you leg in the inches of leg in the length in the inches of one leg of the triangle. One leg of the triangle is our 94 upon root. 94 upon root 2 is 47 into 2 upon root 2. And I can say this is 47 root 2. That is our option number B. So the spatial triangles are very important. There are two types of spatial triangle, 30, 60, 90, 45, 45, 90. The biggest hint in this question is that we have to use 45, 45, 90 triangle because x root 2 is here and 95 root 2 is here. So matches with our requirement is 45, 45, 90, not 30, 60, 90. Yes, and this is something very, very important. You always try to match these things because most of the time it will happen that 94 root 2 is x root 2, you'll think, but 94 is x plus x, that is not your, 47 is not your x. Yes, so you have to then try this thing. That was it from my side. And these are most important 15 questions we have seen from the keywords. Don't try to do any error in this question. Make sure that you are going through before March SAT, and we will just try to review all the questions, right? And you can review from this YouTube video again. So again, one need to announce you one thing, right? Just go to our blogs. You can book a free counseling session. All the links, all the free resources links are given in the description box, and you can go through that. You can book a free diagnostic test. You can see your analytics freely on our portal, our aislp.ai.pytheta.com, and simply get a free counseling also with our experienced counselors. And you can just make sure that then going with the advanced session from us, right, to get a good score. Okay, so best of luck everyone for March SAT, and we have to start preparing for May SAT now. So stay tuned for the next video. This video is very important. The students who miss those keywords and whose concepts are also clear, but still they miss on some important questions and their keywords, right? Okay, so see you in the next video. See you. Take care.